evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching us from, distinguished guests, esteemed viewers, joining us from across Nigeria, around the world. I'm delighted to welcome you as you join us for what promises to be another powerful conversation on Connect with Comfort show. I am Comfort Eyitayo, your regular host for Connect with Comfort show. On this program, we aim to add value to people, enterprise, and personal growth. Each show is organized to feature special guests who are usually experts on the topic of the day. You are most welcome once again. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are diving into a question that is simple yet deeply unsettling. And that is, are you building a business or just paying bills? Because if we want to be honest with ourselves, many people are busy, many are working very hard, while many are earning income, but it's not everyone that's able to build business or something that will outlive them. Today's conversation is not just about money, it is about meaning, structure, and sustainability, as well as legacy building. So, wherever you are joining us from, Nigeria or across Africa or globally, settle in, take notes, and prepare for conversation that may challenge how you see your work, your business, and your future in particular. Let me start with this thought. There is a difference between a hustle and a system. Income and impact, survival and structure, activity and legacy. Many people wake up every day to run their businesses, but if they stop for 1 month, the business stops. You really can't call that a business. That to me is a job wearing the garments of business. So today, we are asking that legacy question. Are you building something that can grow beyond you? Are you building something that can employ others, or something that can be transferred, scaled, or sustained? Or are you simply paying bills, meeting daily needs, running endlessly without building anything enduring? Those are food for thought. So, this conversation is important, especially in today's economic climate where pressure is high, survival is real, and long term thinking is often sacrificed. We already have our guest in the house, and she's ready for us to help unpack this powerful topic, which she will do after this time out. Please remain connected. We'll be right back. Thank you once again for joining us.
Being relevant in your field of occupation is proof that you are properly educated. When my parents and I were thinking about my university education, Bowen University Iwo was our first choice. Bowen University helps you to get the most of whatever course you're studying and also educates you on how to excel in a competitive labor market. From the day I arrived here, I knew when I would graduate, and my mind has been positively transformed since then, thanks to my able lecturers. My name is Salome. I am a medical student, a sanctuary keeper, and a violinist at Bowen University. To the medical world, remember my name.
Bowen University, for excellence and godliness.
You're welcome back. We are getting to the segment to beckon on our guest. She's in the house, but please, madam, if you can hear me, can you put on your video so that our audience can see you? I'm about to introduce you. Kindly put on your video. Thank you. While she's on that, I'll quickly go through our profile. Our special guest for today is Honorable Chief Mrs. Hilda Ofure Ozo, HND, MBA, ACTI, FCA, MIOD. She is a former member of ICANN Governing Council, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, immediate past national chairperson of SWAN. SWAN is Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria. Past chairman, Accounting Technical Committee, Nigerian Insurance Association. She's a retired Federal Commissioner, Tax Appeal Tribunal, board member, Non-Takaful Insurance Company, a past chairman, Audit Risk and Compliance through Governance Committee, Nigerian Insurance Association. She is a former board member of Ikeja Hotels, a past honorary treasurer of Banking, Finance and Allied Association, and she is the lead consultant, HCA Professional Services. She's also an entrepreneur. I'm honored to welcome our guest of today, a respected professional and business leader, entrepreneur with years of experience in building sustainable ventures, mentoring entrepreneurs, and helping organizations transition from survival to structure and from income to impact. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in making welcome our special guest for today, Honorable Chief Mrs. Hilda Ozo, FCA. Madam, you are welcome. We are truly honored to have you with us today, and thank you for obliging us your precious time to share experience with us today.
Thank you, my big sister, our mother, my revered past president of our great institute, the woman with a vision. Thank you for this opportunity, ma. And I greet all our audience that are connected, our friends, our brothers, our sisters, my son queens. Good evening.
Thank you very much. You are most welcome. So we'll go straight to our interview segment to help us to share great insight into this topic. So let's start from here. When you hear the question, are you building a business or just paying bills? What comes to mind? What does that really mean to you?
Ah, okay. A lot of us actually believe that we are building businesses, but I've come to find out that what a lot of us have ended up doing is actually paying bills. And the reason for that is not far-fetched. I think it's more because of what the economies has thrown at us to an extent. And of course, the survival instinct is another major issue. And so you find all of us saying, I'm doing business. But there's another word that we used in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos, and that word is I beg, I dey hustle. I dey hustle. So I want to say that when we say we are picking up bills, we are hustling. And what hustling is about trying to ensure that you at least have your meals for yourself and for your family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that resonates very well with some of us. So, what does building a business versus paying bills mean in practical terms?
Now, when you say you are running a business, you don't start getting the reward in one day or in 1 month or even in 1 year. But if you are paying bills, you look forward to getting the reward at least a month after because it's the money you went for. So that's the difference between the two. Again, when you say you're building business, you are looking at profitability, which can then create further wealth, and then sustainability comes in. But when you are paying bills, most often than not, you're running after the sales, and then you're just concerned, are my customers coming? Am I selling these goods? Are they picking up these goods? How many customers came to buy? And that is all you will dream about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At least you've even already given us insights, the distinguishing sign between running a business or just paying bills or doing something that we call paying bills. Okay. So why do you think many entrepreneurs remain in this survival mode for years? Because if you are just paying bills, just like a survival mode.
Okay. A lot of reasons, a lot of things actually give rise to a lot of entrepreneurs staying in the survival mode. One, the knowledge. Do they actually know what is the next step after the business has started? And so they stay in that mode for like 3, 4, 5 years, which is actually the gestation period for a business to take off. So if you are carrying all the weight of the business on your shoulders, only you will do the thinking, only you will do the accounting, only you will go and look for the customers, only you will probably buy the goods. You cannot step out of that survival mode. And while you are just running, it's like a circle. You just be running around that circle because only you. When I say only you have one staff, but everything revolves around you. And so you're there for a very long time to come.
Thank you very
That's what
much.
was
And
there.
perhaps, okay, and perhaps the fear of building structure, or maybe it's just out of short-term thinking. Because if you are really thinking long-term, you know that it's not something you can depend on yourself alone.
Yes.
Thank you for that insight. So, what are the biggest mistakes that keep people from building structure?
Like you said the fear of having a structure is a mistake. The fear of not being ready to learn and unlearn to be able to move forward is also a problem. And again, you see, when we are paying bills and we think we are running business, which I call I dey hustle, you don't have a strategic plan. What you have is an everyday plan. How will the next thing happen? But when you need to go deeper and be a business person and you want to build a structure, then you will need to have a strategic plan, which is not something that you just sleep and wake up and say, this is your plan. You need to go into detail. You need to have detailed plan to be able to have that done. So we have a lot of other reasons attached. As we go on, we keep upholding them.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, like you said, systems and processes, delegation and team building is still uh, part of the concern. So moving from just running business now, because for you to create a legacy means your business has moved from the mode of survival and is on sustainable path that made it to possible to build legacy. So if we talk of that, we'll be talking of transformation. And with transformation, what shift must happen for someone to move from that survival mode to a legacy building mode?
Thank you very much. You have even mentioned some of them, but I want to start by it. We have already pointed out one. Now, for us to move from that survival mode to wealth building mode or real business mode, there are specific steps that we must follow or that we must be guided with. And I have mentioned that before. You must be deliberate. What do we mean by being deliberate? Is you must sit down and have a plan, a clear vision of where what you want to do. Because definitely there's no business that is extremely new. It's only maybe the addition that may differentiate you from what is already existing. So for you to then get there, because as you move on, you're going to meet with a lot of challenges on the way. So if you have a clear vision, you have a plan, while you are writing your plan, your vision will start coming up. This is what I want to achieve. This is the number of years I want to run this business, because that is a long haul. We can be talking of about 50 years, we can be talking about 20 years. So you need to then plan, how long do you want to run this business? Do you want to you want it to survive generations yet unborn, not necessarily your children. I think we've moved away from that mode now. You need a structure in place. When we say structure, what are we talking about? You need to have, you need to be deliberate, you need to have a team that you need to build. When we say team, you don't have so many. You can be 3, you can be 4, you can be 5. But you see, you have people that will take some burden off your shoulder. So that structure must be there. In having structure, you are then looking at your finances, you're looking at admin, although admin and finance can be run with one person, I mean, if we are not more than 5 or 4. And then you are looking at revenue to profit. A lot of entrepreneurs take revenue to be their profit. As they are selling, they will put their hand inside the money. Oh, the latest suit, I want to look good. My daughter, I need to pay the school fees. As you do this gradually, you're already killing the business, not even enough. But you must move into a real business, then you have to look at all of those things. Like I mentioned earlier, the continuous learning. Even as we are all here, we are learning. My big mommy, she's still learning, even at her age and with all she has done for the institute. I'm learning. And then you're nurturing. You see, these are deliberate steps. You're nurturing your team to be able to work with you. You are trying to let them buy into your vision, into your mission, and where you are going to as a company. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. The summary of this deep insight is telling us about being disciplined, because if we need to do that transformation and a shift, definitely from survivor to building a legacy, the financial discipline has to be there. The delegation that our guest mentioned, that you should not wrap everything around yourself. You should be ready and willing to delegate, to build a team that will help you, the system, the process, and the structure that will help you to maintain something that will last for as long as you desire, and possibly outlive you. So those are the shifts we really need to make. So thank you for that insight. Now, if we look at small businesses, how can small businesses begin to think long term? Because some people are limiting themselves because of their size. Can I really do something that can outlive me? So how can they begin to think long term in their
Okay,
structure
ma'am.
of business? Yeah.
Thank you very much. They must have a mind shift. You know, when you are starting a business for economic reasons, for reasons of survival, what your mind is telling you is, look, I just need to survive. But when you have now decided that I want to have an enduring legacy, then you begin to have a mind shift. You begin to think big, and your dream must be bigger than what you can handle. You must be able to close your eyes and say, look, I want to have offices in America, in London. And I tell you, nothing is going to stop. It will look like it's not achievable, but because your mindset has already shifted, you will now start working towards achieving that goal. And the strategies again that will make you achieve that goal, which of course is not an easy task. Entrepreneurship is not moi moi. That is a wrapped beans. I think the cake is not. Is it beans cake? It is not. It is hard work.
Yeah, akara is being cake.
Beans cake. So what is the
I
moi
don't,
moi?
I don't even know myself. I think it's being maybe paste. I don't know. I'll
Because
think about it. It's not something I've never thought of before.
so it is not entrepreneurship to leave a legacy is not easy, but it is achievable when you set your mind to achieve it. So the most important thing is shifting your mind. Another important thing is having your goals, like we earlier said. Another thing is the idea. What is it that you want to do different? Like I told you earlier on, there's nothing any of us is doing that is different. The talk show that mommy is having here, a lot of people have done, but how do you do it better is the question. So that's where you come in. So I'll basically say that you need to shift your mind. You need to be ready for hard work. You need to put on your thinking cap, and you need to build structure. Earlier said, yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. A shift of mindset. That's the key word from the response from our guest, and that is very true. And that goes with your planning, because if your vision is big enough to see the horizon beyond certain period, then you can plan or start thinking long term. But that's not to say if you didn't start that way, you cannot still achieve that. But it's just pointing us in the right direction of certain things that we have to give, things that we have to do. Think big, think out of the box, and when you envision it, you achieve it. So, what role does financial management play in legacy building?
Well, I will almost ask you to ask any of our audience because I know a lot of them are chartered accountants and they all have the answer to this question. But notwithstanding, we just speak over it. But we all know the role of financial management. Financial management is very, we should have mentioned it since, to moving away from the survival mode into building real wealth. Financial management, when you practice it or you bring it to bear in your business, it will help your decision making. Because if you have your data, and that is very, very important when you're moving to become bigger, you need data. And so, what is data? We're talking about the customer's data. You want to know the simplest books of accounts. You want to ensure that you are keeping it. You want to know who your debtors are. You want to know your cash flow. You want to know your sales. You want to know your creditors. You want to ensure that all of these things are being recorded. Actually, while I was getting ready for this program, I was going to tell the audience that if any of them had worked in Zen in those days when we were much younger, I think I heard, and I think it's correct, then I was in Abacus Merchant Bank, that Mr. Jim Ovia was always checking all his financial transactions before he leaves for home. In those days, this was about 19, could it be 1992? I'm not very sure anymore. He would check all those documents, tick them off. They were not very big. So what is he doing? He's sitting at top his documents, his ledgers, to ensure that nothing has gone wrong. But today, he's just reaping the fruits, the dividend. I'm sure we all know how much it takes home anytime they declare dividend in Zenith Bank. But he had burned the midnight in the past. So your financial management helps you to know what your profit level is. It helps you to know what you can take out of the business to reinvest, continue to grow your wealth. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm not one of those who knows what a Jimovia takes home, but the point is made. We know where you are going. That we need to give it hard work, but importantly, we need to really underscore the issue of cash flow. We are talking of financial management, and our special guest mentioned the cash flow, which is very key. We've done a topic around this that's made it very clear. It's a lifeline or bloodline for businesses. And when you have good financial management, definitely your business will be on good footing. So you really need to do all there is to do in terms of managing the business well in that regard. Thank you very much. So we've talked about mindset. We've talked about shift and the mindset. So in this particular conversation, what will you underscore most in terms of legacy building? Definitely, for you to even become an entrepreneur to start with, you must have had a mind shift from being an employee to an entrepreneur. So now building legacy, what is that particular mindset? Maybe just one that is most important that you can share with the audience.
Okay. Just for this particular question that you have asked me, I would say let's face your fears. Because what pushes us away from our dream, our set goals, is actually fear. So when fear is coming to you, you too, you will stand up and face the fear. What am I talking about? usually we fail at the beginning sometimes. In fact, a lot of times, a successful businessmen and women have failed. Don't run away when you fail. When you fail, take it as a lesson for another day for you to come back. You will stand and repeat the process. And then you will then unlearn those things that have made you fail and then do it better. That is one important thing about entrepreneurship. Face your
That
fears.
is
Do not be
right.
afraid of failing, because when you fail, you are coming back to win eventually. In fact, it's better to fail initially and then you start winning. Thank you. Hello, Ma, are you here?
Nothing
Hello, can I
gained.
be?
Pardon?
Okay, we're not hearing you anymore. I think it was the network.
Oh, okay. It's just network. I was saying that you hit the nail on the head, that we must not be afraid to venture. Like they say, nothing ventured, nothing
Mm.
gained. Fear sometimes cripple ideas within us. It cripples us from making that effort or move that will make us to have a breakthrough. So, like our guest said, you face your fear bluntly, and then most times when you face your fear, you overcome. No matter how big you say that fear is, you overcome. It's just the fear, being afraid of that issue that always set us back. So we need to be ready. You need to be bold and be courageous. For an entrepreneur, definitely there's need to face your fear and you need to venture and reach out. We've been told that failing or failure should not really be seen as a mortal sin. In fact, it's part of the lessons that you will learn that will make you a better person. What is only when you don't learn from that failure that it can be a jeopardy. But when you learn from it, definitely you become a better person, and then you move forward. So it's important to get these key points that we are trying to make in that. So we talk of the mindset mindset shift that separates those who build legacy businesses from those who remain in cycle of survival. So what would that be? That mindset shift that will separate those who are just surviving and those who will build uh, legacy businesses.
Okay, we have been, it still borders on all the points that we have been mentioning. One of the mindset shifts is one where you want to build a real sustainable business future. You need to work on your network. Who are the people that are within your circle? Who are you moving with that you can take ideas from? Who and you are moving away, so you need to have a mentor.
Mhm.
In everything we do in life, you can't succeed alone. I'm sure a lot of us have heard the saying that says that um, is it walk alone and you
If
get
you
there.
want to go, if you want to go
Uh-huh.
fast, you go
Yes,
alone. If you want to go
but
far,
you
go with
work with
someone.
people. So you need to have your network. You need to have your people, and your people, I guess, are for me. I've always had mentors. Then the colleagues in the industry. When I say industry, the kind of business you want to go into. Some people are already there. You make them your friends. And then your juniors, because there's always something to learn from everyone. It's going to help you a lot to be able to achieve. moving from your survival mode to different level. So a businessman once told me that he needed ideas. It was difficult breaking into some circle of people. And then what he did was he became persistent. He became consistent in hammering on their door and asking, can we go for lunch? Of course, he knows what he wants to get out of the lunch he wants to go for. So eventually, he's knocking. And what does that even tell us? Let me quickly take that. That means that we must never fear rejection. You will face a lot of rejection in trying to scale up. And so you must be ready. They call it, I don't even want somebody to come and embrace me. My dear audience members, you will get a lot of that if you actually want to move up. I'm sure we all witnessed what happened to Asiwaju, our current president, when he said, it doesn't fall on your table. You go to grab it and you run with it. So he said, Emilokan, it is my turn. So when you are ready to actually upscale your business, then it is your turn. It is Emilokan. So whatever is going to take for it to be your turn, then you have to go out there and look for it. And of course, we accountants have one look. The versatility of our profession has already prepared to be successful in whatever business we put our hands if we are ready to be patient and to work hard at what we want to do.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. We've actually gone through those tips of important points that we need to bear in mind to be able to move from survival to legacy building. Now, for someone that is watching right now who feels stuck, can you give us 3 practical steps that they can take immediately to start building a real business, that is business that will last, the legacy business that we're talking about?
The 1 million naira question. You see, we all experience burnout, which is when we believe that we are stuck in what we are doing. Sometimes we are discouraged. And why are we discouraged sometimes? Sometimes it may be due to competitors around the location of our business. One thing that we're going to go away with, no matter any type of business that you start, one thing I can tell you, about another 50-20 would come and start. If you're doing well, they'll come and start that business around you. And so you have to be ready for that competition. And so what separates you from your competitors will be your resilience, your learning, your structure, your dream that is for years to come, not for now. Now, feeling stuck most of the time is as a result, more often than not, as being overwhelmed because you are carrying everything on your shoulders. So for you to come out of that, we have mentioned it times without number, you will need to build structure. You will need to rejuggle your, not your ordinary plan, your strategic plan. You will shake. You will now have a new direction. What have I been doing that has made me to remain where I am? Do I need to bring in more partners that we can reason and think together? Can I go for seminars, conferences where I can have some takeaways that will help re-energize my business? Have I been using the right technology? to enhance and to promote the visibility of my products. These are very simple things. I'm not saying a very expensive technology or something. No, I'm simply talking about Instagram. I'm talking about Facebook. Have we learned how to use it such that we can reach, we can have more reach than what we have now? These are little things that can separate us and can take us all out of the woods. Have I looked at my cash flow? Am I spending my revenue and thinking that it is my profits? Am I living above my income? These are, well, apart from what we have, the foundation we had laid earlier on, which is planning, which is structure, which is financial management. Have I looked at what is the relationship between myself and my customers? How do I grow my customers? In all of this, we're not looking at 6 months. We're not looking at 1 year. We are looking at long term. Do I speak with my customers regularly? Do I send them messages? What is my relationship with them? What's my relationship with my staff? Even if it's only one staff, even if they are two, do I care about them so that they are excited and happy to come to work? So that they are ready to ensure that we are together in this dream, so that we can build a legacy for the future? I mean, it's an endless list. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And one thing that comes clear that we have mentioned severally is the structure. Building a system is important for us to be sure that the necessary documentation, especially in this era of taxation, you have to document, and then you learn how to separate. Why are you giggling? You learn how to separate the personal money from business money. Many people are guilty of that, including yours truly. We need to separate the business money from our personal fund so that we do not make mistake and think we are doing well when we are not doing well, or we are not able to um, get that differentiation, and we can that can even put us in trouble. That's why I started by saying, in this era of taxation, documentation has to be good. Another thing that I could add to what our guest has said is having a niche for yourself in whatever business you are in. Like she said, it's not as if there's a business that's totally new or that's not been attempted or done before. But there are ways you can do the same business others are doing, that you can do it differently, that will carve you into a separate class for yourself, having a niche that's making the brand so special that make customers to come to you and all that. So those are practical steps you can take straight away if you are feeling that, oh, I'm not moving on this position for a while on the business trend. That another key one that she also mentioned is your customer. How do you engage with them? Do you even have a chat with them to know that what you are giving is satisfactory to them, or you are just doing it as routine? You need to take their views into consideration to know how to please the customers. And once you please your customers, it helps you to retain. And even through that retention, you still have those that will make referrals for you. So it's very key. And she has also mentioned another key factor, which is the employee. You need to make them happy. It's when they are happy that you get the best out of them. That's those are the things that you need to think quickly. Why is it that you are stuck where you are? Examine objectively what you have been doing before and what is the desire that you want to achieve. Then that also helps you to identify what next to do. to our dear guests, I want to bring this home. When you will think about legacy, what should an entrepreneur be building towards? Okay, we
Okay.
have
Is it?
sorry, before you take that, we have a contribution from Dr. Asen. Um,
Yeah, that in
okay,
the. I've read
yes, Dr.
and
Asen, streaming from Abuja. To build a legacy institution, you must be delivering value and solving problems with your team. Except your product or service meets the need of people, the market will exit you. If you don't exit the market, it will exit you. Value creation ensures you remain relevant, profitable, and exist over time. That is very true. Thank you very much for that brilliant contribution, Dr. Asen. He's one of our regular follower and he contributes meaningfully. Just like we're saying, if you don't get to know what your customer wants and you just want to do business as usual, he, he said the market will exit you even if you want to stay put. I like that phrase. So we should avoid a situation where markets exit us from the stage. So please let us be mindful of what the market trend is, what our customers' preferences are. These days there are so many choices to make. So you cannot think, oh, my customer is my customer. Somebody else will woo them by a little thinking differently and acting differently. So it's very important. So back to the question, ma'am. When do you when I mean when we think of legacy, what should an entrepreneur be building towards?
thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Asay. We had those points actually as an advice as we close. Thank you so much, our Executive Secretary Abua. All right. Yes, what they should be building towards when they want to build a legacy business. Is that what we are saying, ma'am?
Yeah, what should they be building towards? The entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur, we've talked about survival, we've talked about legacy, but if you are building legacy, what are you building towards?
Okay, you are building towards sustainability.
Yeah,
You're
for your
building,
business, but beyond that,
yes, you're building sustainability for a business that should be in existence years after you have exited. And so that is what I believe that we are building towards. But in building towards that, our major focus, I didn't want to use the word focus because for as an entrepreneur today, the major oil, when I say oil, you know what crude oil is to Nigeria. That is what focus, the word focus, that is what it is to an entrepreneur. You must be focused on what you want to achieve. I want to believe that's partly what Madam is talking about. And so, exactly what do you want to do? Which area do you want to play? I want to believe that's a legacy question. So, what type of product are you interested in? And then, whatever you want to do, like we have repeated severally, there are lots of people already doing it. So, what difference do you want to bring into doing that? You want to bring professional touch to it, like Mr. Sen has said? If you don't sell value, then nobody is going to pay you for your efforts. They will only pay you for the value that you have given them. And so, for me, I want to also that we are talking about creating value in terms of assets or asset value for a long time. And so, your profit from your business in the long run, when it starts generating profit, you take that out and build further wealth for the future. Also, Mr. Stein talked about solving problems. Yes, because for people to come to you to want to engage with you or buy your product, it is because they are in pain. If you are a consultant, they need somebody that will relieve them of the headache they are having in their business. And so they come to you. When they come to you to ask for your professional advice, you must be knowledgeable enough to give it to them. And if it's a product that you are selling, any product, it is the style with which you sell it. Amala is a product. How do you sell amala? I've seen signboards that say amala, Ilorin. I remember some time ago, long time ago actually, we ran an entrepreneurship webinar and we invited the daughter of Otu, I've forgotten her name. She's the daughter of a very big man in Ibadan. She's a lawyer. But what does she do? She sells amala in Ikeja area. She's even on half caste. And by the time she broke it down for us, honestly, you start wondering the profitability in any business. It depends on how you do that business. Again, Madam is asking me, how do you build the legacy that stands? You're talking about still building and building and building the structures that matter. You're talking about hard work. You're talking about being patient. You're talking about adaptability. I almost forgot. Now, I read a documentary and it says for this year, 2026, the most important thing that we must learn to have is to be able to be adaptable, because you cannot change a lot, but you can adapt and turn things around to be able to suit your purpose. I don't know whether that answers you, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, it does. It does. You've actually hit the first one, the sustainability aspect. You have to have a business that is sustainable before you can now do this other one. The other one is the impact, because with entrepreneur, definitely some of us are in business, yes, but I don't want to say just for profit alone. You also want to contribute to the development of the nation, because
So,
by virtue that you are employing someone anyway, if you are not working alone, you are already taking some people off the labor market. So you are contributing, you are ministering to the life of those families of those who are engaging, and that is in turn developing the nation. So you are contributing to the GDP of the country, if we are looking at it in a lay term. But more importantly, you are creating impact for generation unborn. That's why we're harping on legacy, because some of us are beneficiary of legacies of leaders that have gone past, like Awolowo and all that, because that is easier for us in the West to get education quickly. So those are the things that we can add to what we have identified. Of course, your business, you have to be profitable before you become sustainable. So the impact aspect, for us to also give back to society and make sure that things go better. That's the bit I will add. I want to make a pose this question to the audience, not necessarily for them to answer me back. They can put it in their reflection in the chat, but it's necessary for us for the purpose of creating awareness. From all that we have said, to our special guest, if you step away from your business right now, what happens?
hmm,
If you have to, you have a reason to move away from your business, what happens? Then is your business structured or dependent, fully dependent on you? Are you building something transferable, or is it just a temporary thing? So you can put your answer if you have in the chat, but more importantly, it's not a judgmental thing, it's just to create awareness for us to think back to see how do we apply all that we have learned today to our own situation, to our businesses, and how it can help us to refocus our direction, so to say, from survival to building of legacy. So as we wrap up today's session, I also want to leave us with this. Anyone can make money, but not everyone can build a business. And if many can build a business, not everybody can build legacy. That's the truth. Bills will always exist, but legacy must be intentional, like we have been told by our special guest. A business that only feeds you today may fail you tomorrow, but a business built with structure, vision, and purpose can outlive you, which is the desire, which is the legacy that we've been talking about. So I ask you again, are you building a business or just paying bills? On this note, because of time, I would like to acknowledge the presence of some of our online audience. In fact, there are so many I can't mention them because of time. Dr. Aseyin that contributed, Wendy Garuba, Taiwo Ojo. We have, I'll just rush through the few I can mention. Rashidat Agabi, Monishola Folashade, Blessing Binosa. Sorry if I don't pronounce it well. Sonny, I didn't catch the last name. Shinoye Oram. Sorry, let me not, you just pardon me, I've mentioned first name. Then Monishola, Blessing, Arome, Muhyiddin, Ifeoma, Obasanya, Ogale Ubara, Okefi, Chinedum, Modupe, Adebola, Adeyemi Daramola, Seyi, Eyitayo, Matilda, Akínbọ̀bọ́lá, Osa Stella, Roslyn, Biodun, Oridota, Taiwo Ojo, our regular contributor. Dr. Ebe Aseyin, I've mentioned him, is a regular contributor. Adeniran Taiwo, Stella Enitioke, Bayo Banjo, regular contributor. Buki Agari, Segun Sheson Okunade, I beg your pardon, Chioma Madueke, Fumi Fagbola. There are still so many, so forgive me if I didn't mention your name. I appreciate you all that have joined today. Toluwalope Ola, you are welcome. I appreciate you. And those that I did not mention, please forgive me because of time. Some I did not get the name to write it down quickly. So I thank you, Ogun Prince, Ogale, all of you. I appreciate you. Today has been awesome and inspiring. My special appreciation goes to my resourceful guest, Honorable Chief Mrs. Hilda Ofure Ozo, FCA, for sharing great insights with us today. Thank you very much, Queen Mother, immediate past chairperson of SWAN. Of SWAN, I will allow that for this time on this show. Of I can. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you highly. Thank you for sharing this great insight. So if you found this session valuable, please don't forget to share with other people. Tag someone who needs this message or advice. And most importantly, take action. Or in all that we have said, we want you to take action to improve your business. So till next time when I come your way, aspire to build businesses that will last. Our next topic is the discipline of skill. Why some businesses grow and others stall. We have another very beautiful swan leading us on this. It promises to be impactful, just like this. So we expect you to join us. Please, because of time, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Comfort Eyitayo. Once you have done, press the notification button, like and share our videos, and stay updated with information about our upcoming events, solutions, offers on my Instagram account at Comfort Eyitayo, as well as my Facebook account at Comfort Eyitayo. I look forward to seeing you next week on our next episode. Stay blessed and goodbye. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ida. Thank you very much.